What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for the weekly rotation, and we've got quite the variety of colder weather fragrances. It has been nice and frosty. Last week was our week of snow and ice all over the place. Delayed mail, caused all kinds of BS because the Gulf Coast in the South is not used to that type of stuff. Here we are on the beach, and it was snow and ice all over the place. Yeah, it was something. So it was time for the cozy, warm weather, strong fragrances, and we got some variety here today that we're going to go over for week number 267 in the weekly rotation. So stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday was the last day before it got really cold, and we went with 90s classics, starting with Ralph Lauren Safari. What a beautiful masculine fragrance. Leather, carnation, a bit of citruses, greens, spice, woods, old school barbershop fougere kind of stuff with some of that powerhouse of the 80s type of feel. This came out in 92. Just has that older animalic meets barbershop type of fragrance because of the way that leather accord comes across, some of the musk and such. It's good. It's good. It's timeless. It's timeless in my opinion. I don't think there's ever a bad time for it. Bottles, you know, this 4.2 ounce bottle in the realm of like $50 these days. Still a really good performer. Not a monster, but I would call it an above average performer across the board. And it's just man's man type of scent profile. Still a gorgeous flacon. The bottle is still absolutely stunning with the studded glass and this, you know, family crest look to it with the lions and all. It's just stunning. Absolutely stunning to look at and to smell, I have to say. Worth having in every man's collection that likes the old school stuff, because in 2025 a 1992 fragrance is old school. I'm getting old, what can I say? So it was a pleasure to wear during the day, Ralph Lauren Safari, and when I got out the shower, the 90s fragrance to me personally, my favorite from the 90s, a Mount Rushmore of mine, if you will, Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. I have had many bottles of this over the years. This is a 50 milliliter bottle, and yeah, bitter green, citrus, fresh, spicy, woodsy. Smells like wearing a polo shirt in the 90s. So good. Weak performer. It is. If you want a strong niche take on this, go with Montal Fougere's Marine. It's extremely close in the scent profile, and it's much higher quality and way stronger and longer lasting. But for the real experience, you got to go with this weak bottle right here. If I could just have this for 8 hours instead of the 3 to 4 that I get out of it. Just this identical, give me this, but 6 to 8. Let's say 6 to 8 hours. That's the sweet spot for me. Oh, it'd be perfect. Tommy Hilfiger. I need a real flanker to Tommy. An eau de parfum, whatever. The summer flankers and everything are great, but I need Tommy EDP without changing much. You know what I mean? Make it still smell like this, but wear a little heavier, last a little bit longer. It doesn't even have to project like crazy because this is a pretty bright fragrance for the first 30 to 45 minutes. Let me get an hour of pretty solid projection and let me get 6 hours of longevity. I'll be one happy camper. What a beautiful fragrance. Out the shower, Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. Moving into Monday, my favorite Parfums de Marly fragrance. I just ranked all 12 bottles of my Parfums de Marly fragrances last week at the recording of this. Literally, right before I pressed record, I had a held comment. Because if you use the crying emoji, that's blocked on my channel. Because I hate to see grown men using crying emojis. It just disappoints me. Because I had Pegasus ranked last. So if you see this, sir, I don't need crying emojis because you love Pegasus. Is just the way I rank. Those house rankings, it's just worst to best. And in that video, I said, there's not a bad fragrance among these, but something's got to come last and something's got to be first. But yeah, just so you guys know, if you use the crying emoji, the bawling crying emoji, that automatically goes to comment review because I think that's ridiculous to use crying emojis over a fragrance opinion. So yeah, so there's that. If I get criticized for it, wow, you fall into the category of somebody that would get their comment held, don't you? But Kalan, my personal favorite, which not a fan favorite, you know. There are some people that love this. I've seen some really good feedback, and there's some people that's like, wow, that is like the worst one. It's all good. Everybody's got a difference of opinion. Everybody's got different taste. I like the quirkiness, the oddball nature of this fragrance. I've always described it as a red racket ball, red rubber ball. Squeeze some blood orange and sprinkle some black pepper on it, and that's what it would smell like. It would smell like Cologne. I know that sounds weird to describe it that way because it's weird, but good weird, damn good weird. Man, I just love this fragrance. The performance is phenomenal. It's different. I can pretty much guarantee if you wear this fragrance, no one around you smells like this. Probably no one has it around you, and you're gonna smell incredibly unique. And I mean it in a good way. I think it's a beautiful fragrance. I love this stuff. It's been my favorite for a long time now, and it'll probably always be my favorite PDM. So, sample, not a blind buy safe fragrance. I would say nothing really is truly blind buy safe, but yeah, with PDM, I've never tried anything even close to mediocre for them. All their fragrances are really good. Everybody's just got different rankings for. Like this guy was talking about all the ladies giving him the compliments. He probably doesn't even like it that much, but he got compliments, so it's the best Parfums de Marly fragrance ever, right? It got compliments. So shout outs to that guy with the crying emojis that loves Pegasus, but for me, my favorite is Kalan, and that's what I wore during the day with nothing out the shower. And moving into Tuesday, the big 4-0. It was my 40th birthday. We ended up doing a live stream fragrance shopping session where I took audience participation on what I should buy. We ended up getting a fragrance for my wife because when I got Phantom Elixir, you could pick some little mini bottles, and I picked Fame EDP Intense that came out last year for her. She fell in love with it, wanted a bottle, so I bought her a gift set, 50 ml bottle gift set of that. And then we got 4 other fragrances, a new Varvatos, we got a Lattafa, we got a couple different things, some variety coming in. So that live stream fragrance haul will be coming this upcoming week when those fragrances, they actually come in tomorrow, those fragrances. We might do, I can't stream Monday, but Tuesday we'll probably do that. So birthday scent choice, ended up going with Creation E Parfum Cologne from Roja Parfums. It was snowing that day. It was just a great day. What can I say? Didn't mean to rhyme, just kind of happened. Man, that slight cola smell, that sweet cognac mixed with that earthy tobacco. It's ambery, it's floral. There's a hint of spice hanging around in there. Again, has that cola vibe to it. It's just so good. It's a little powdery, not really much, just deeper dry down. If you're familiar with Roja Dove's work, there's loads of notes in here, a lot of layers. It's a complex fragrance, but super attractive. All 5 fragrances in this line are super attractive. Look, it was freezing cold to where it was snowing heavy, like a snowstorm type of thing. Like it was coming down on my way back from the gym. So I was like, man, what's something really cozy that I would love, that I only wear in this type of weather? And I was thinking back to when I was in Colorado, and I was like, I haven't worn Creation E, and yeah, I've worn it in the last couple of months, but it's like, man, this is perfect for it. Let's do that. So that's what we did. I highly encourage. I think it's Enigma across the world now. I think they got the rights to where it doesn't just have to be overseas. I think in North America, it's Enigma Parfum Cologne now as well. There was a discrepancy. That's why the Creation E from years ago, but because this is from the launch. This is a launch bottle. But man, good stuff. I think it was a great choice for my 40th birthday during the day. Roja Parfums Creation E, or also known as Enigma Parfum Cologne. We got a beautiful bottle too. Then I got the shower. My favorite fragrance release of 2024, my most worn fragrance of 2024. I've been skipping it for several weeks in a row to go with other things, but I was in the mood for Zaharoff Signature Seraphim Blue, one of my absolute favorite fragrances. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. I put that much of a dent in that bottle in half the year last year because it came out in the summer. I never do this. I wore the hell out of this fragrance last year, and you just can't go wrong here. I love it. Minty green, salty sea breeze, aquatic, hint of coconut, gives it that tropical feel. Some soft, powdery iris, a little bit of crisp apple, some fresh green to go with that mintiness from the eucalyptus. It's got a clean musk to it. Just a beautiful, oceanic, breezy type of gentleman's fragrance. It's just so freaking good. Try before you buy. Some people, oh yeah, 10 out of 10. I totally agree with you, Ross. Some people, it's kind of like a 7 for me. I don't think it's as good as you think. It's good, but it's not that good, you know. And then there's some people that just don't like it. Again, everybody's different as we speak from fragrance to fragrance, from video to video. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. We all like different things, and this is one of the greatest fragrances I've ever smelled. And no, it's not because he's my friend. It's because this is one of the greatest fragrances I've ever smelled. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. So it was great to wear out the shower. Zaharoff's signature Seraphim Blue. Moving into Wednesday, the day of reckoning, where they were closing roads and packages were delayed because no parcel carriers were running. Gyms weren't staffed. It's just hang out and be cozy kind of day. So we still had a few places. We went run to Walmart and get a few things. Not everything was closed because there was ice everywhere. There was. But I wanted warm and cozy. And you know, you forget how ridiculously powerful something is until you wear it again. Lattafa's Qahwa, the coffee flanker to the original widely hyped Lattafa Khamrah. Get that to focus. Usually this angle will do it. It's not though for some reason. There we go. So this particular fragrance smells like the original with added coffee. A medium roast Arabica coffee type of brew. It's got that sweet marshmallowy fluffiness to it. That crystallized coconut sweetness that I've always gotten from the original is still here. Ambery, a hint of cinnamon spice, but it's a very, very sweet but cozy fragrance. Sweet and spicy, you know, with a hint of coffee. And I mean, we're talking 10, 11 hours later, it was still pumping. I mean, pumping. Not a skin scent with mild sillage, like moderate sillage, like I'm still smelling myself easily without having to look for it. It was still coming to me 10, 11 hours in. I forgot how much of a monster this fragrance actually is. I had 5 sprays on, which I used to do 3 sprays of the previous version, and it would react that way. So, yeah, you forget sometimes when it's been a little while since you wore it, but you talk about great for the cold. Cut right on through it, nice and cozy. This is not one I would recommend spraying up here because it's going to just be all up in your face all day, all day, all day. It can be obnoxious unless you're ready to just smell this nonstop for 10 or 12 hours. Maybe keep it to the sides and the back of your neck, collarbone, stuff like that, and hit the traps or something, you know. But what a monster. What a great release from Lattafa. It's still a phenomenal fragrance. Absolutely stunning. It was great to revisit. It was perfect for the freezing cold weather. Lattafa Qahwa. Moving into Thursday, I was just in the mood for it. I couldn't decide what to wear. Caught my eye. I said, what the hell, why not? And I think it was a great release. I can get the old masterpiece out of my head because I have 275 mLs of the original that's a masterpiece. We're talking Dior Homme Parfum, obviously. And this is Dior Homme Parfum 2024. I know everybody likes to call it 2025, but I bought this from Dior's website on December 26, 2024. It is a 2024 release. It's the very end of 2024. It's the final week that it came out, but it is a 2024 release. A lot of people are shitting all over this one, and I'm tired of going back and forth with people. I just like it. It starts off extremely dry and waxy. It's this Hey Iris combo that's amazing, but it doesn't stay that way for long. It becomes a sweet, woody, amber designer fragrance with a good potency to it. It's so easy to like. My wife is a huge fan of this one. I think it smells great. I think in due time, especially when this hits discounters and gets in that lower 100s range, I'm thinking 120 and less would be the sweet spot for the 75 ml. I think over time it might get more of the Dior Homme 2020 treatment where everybody kind of comes around to it and appreciates the fragrance for what it is. But until then, people are going to talk about how it's trash, it's garbage, Kirk John needs to be fired, all this stuff I've seen, you know. To each their own. I don't feel that way. I quite like it. I did buy it at full retail from Dior's website. I do think 180 for it is a little much, but I thought 60 ml of YSLY Elixir for 180 was ridiculous too. You know, but I still bought it when it got to 125 because I felt like that was a better price for it. It's so good. I love it. Don't knock it until you try it. Don't get swayed with the sheeple tribalism kind of stuff that's going on. Be part of the cool kids club to hate on it just to be cool and oh, it's not the old one. Yeah, it's not the old one. The old one is an absolutely stunning masterpiece that I don't think can ever be truly replicated to capture the magic. I love Dior Homme Parfum 2014. I got 2 2019 75 ml bottles before it switched to the 2020 100 ml. I agree. It's the greatest Irish fragrance I've ever smelled. But this, it's something different. And what it is, I quite like. During the day, nothing out the shower. Dior Homme Parfum 2024. Moving into Friday, we got another brand new release. I bought it directly from Carolina Herrera's website as soon as it released. I bought the 100 milliliter bottle just for uniformity with my other bottles. I was about to buy the 50. I probably should have, but Bad Boy Elixir. the new, that new. And I got to tell you, surprisingly masculine. Edgy, spiced leather, a little smoky, surprisingly dries into some iris. Like I thought it was just going to be that little hint of it early. No, that iris comes to life with lightly smoked, very spicy and rough leather accord with the bad boy cacao, cocoa, vanilla smelling DNA. Very present, not at the forefront, but very noticeable, very much there. Clear flanker to bad boy. I think this is a great move for them. The most masculine bad boy flanker they've put out. It's not just an over-the-top sweet fragrance. And look, a lot of their flankers are super redundant. Dazzling Garden, I forgot the name of the silver bottle. Fantasy Gold was just a rebottling of the original. A lot of them are super redundant outside of the two Cobalt flankers. Those are kind of their own thing within the line. But as far as tied to the base Bad Boy EDT DNA, they're all pretty redundant and smell pretty similar. This takes that and walks over here and does something else with it. And I respect, appreciate, and quite love that they did that. This is going to be in my top 10 designers released this year. No matter what, it will hold through the whole year. It came out in the beginning of the year, and this is so good and so my taste that it will remain at the top. This is the one to beat. I've gotten most of the releases. I got Le Beau Flower Edition coming. I got Strong With You Parfum coming. I got Tom Ford's Bois Pacifique coming. I've been buying a lot of the new releases. Not everything's here yet. But this is the one to beat. Phantom Elixir is really good too. Like I just mentioned before, I love Dior Homme Parfum, which people are categorizing in 2025. So I'll play ball at the end of the year. It'll be in the 2025 releases, but this is really, really good. And I encourage you when you get an opportunity, sample it. It is that good. And then when I got out the shower, I actually didn't spray anything. I used a shave stick. For those of you familiar with it, lather it on. You hit your brush, a little water on it, and you're able to lather it. And I just used aftershave. No spraying of a fragrance. This is cheap. It's Nivea for Men. Deep Comforting. This is bourbon vanilla, basically. It's just a nice warm vanilla smell for an aftershave. And I just rolled with that. After about an hour, it faded to where I couldn't really smell it. And that was it. Sometimes I just want that little splash, that little quick experience. Skin feels really good on stuff. Nivea is cheap, but the skin feels really good on their aftershaves. They're very good budgetary aftershaves. They've always have been. And that was it. Nothing special. It's just bourbon vanilla, so I could have layered it with any fragrance with vanilla that I really wanted to, especially one that had bourbon vanilla on the base, because it's a little warmer of a vanilla. That's the extent of it. Out the shower. Nivea for Men Deep Comforting Aftershave. And finally on Saturday, it was a tough contender between my birthday and Saturday for best smelling day of the week. And because of my out the shower fragrance, which I've now decided is my favorite coconut fragrance, this was the best smelling day of the week. We started things during the day with John Varvatos Oud. Finally got around to giving it a full wearing. What a beautiful animalic, smoky, funky, kind of leathery, darker oud fragrance. It's that synthetic oud, but it comes across just right. Just enough sweetness to balance it. So good, so good. It's got that funkiness like it's got castoreum, but they don't list castoreum, you know? It still blows my mind every time I smell it. It smells like there's castoreum in there. Beaver glands, for those of you not familiar. That little funkiness of the beaver glands. So good, so good. Doesn't pop up often. They had it in stock for a while from Fragrance Buy. That's how I got it. It was like 50, 60 bucks. And I kept procrastinating, and I was lucky to still get it before they ran out of stock. It's been a month and a half, 2 months since I bought it, something like that. I think beginning of December I got it. Such a great fragrance, perfect for this cold weather that we've been having. So slightly above average performer too, 6-7 hour range in longevity, nothing crazy, but pops off the skin really well for about 2 hours on me. During the day, John Varvatos Oud. And this has become one of my favorite fragrances in my collection, and I've now decided after several wearings, because I'm going to do a full review on this one tomorrow, so we're going to keep this short. This is my favorite coconut fragrance, over Virgin Island Water. Ministry of Gourmand Coconut Lagoon from Paris Corner. It kind of smells a little bit like Virgin Island Water. It kind of smells a little bit like Le Beau. It kind of smells a little bit like a bunch of different things. I bathe in this. I had like 20 sprays on. I never do that shit. Wife was loving it too. As soon as I walked in the room, she said, "Ooh, you're wearing that fragrance that makes me want to drink." Yep, because she always says, "Well, I want to drink you whenever I wear this." It's because it's delicious. It's sugared coconut. and a bunch of citrus. Dries into a super creamy vanilla. So good. God, it is so good. And it's cheap. It's always on sale for around $30. I think from Aroma Concepts, they got the double pack with this and Mango Ugoso, whatever, for like $55. I know they did like a week ago. I don't know if they still running that sale. Normally, individually, they're on sale for like $30 each. This is so good. I bathed in this fragrance last night. I normally don't spray that much. I just kept going. I sprayed all from shoulder down to wrist on both arms, probably 6 or 7 sprays on each arm, all around my chest, my neck. Just, I bathed in it. This is so freaking good. Any of you sweet fragrance or coconut fragrance lovers? I got a lot of coconut fragrances. A lot of really good niche coconut fragrances. This is the one. This is my favorite coconut fragrance. I have fallen head over heels in love with this one over time. I've had it for a while now. I wear it pretty often. Usually once a week you'll see it in the rotation. And yeah, stay tuned for a more detailed review tomorrow morning. Will be coming out. Because this one deserves its own video. Yeah, out the shower. Paris Corner's Ministry of Gourmand Coconut Lagoon. Well, that was this week's rotation. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave. And I'll try to have links down below for everything as best I can, either through YouTube's affiliate setup, or if you look in the video description, there'll be links next to each fragrance's name. I'm not sure of availability currently, but I appreciate you guys checking out the video nonetheless. And I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a good one.